On April 7, China claimed that it has recorded 0 cases due to COVID-19 in 24 hours since January. Wuhan has started relaxing its lockdown while other countries are debating about extension. But China has still got a lot of challenge when its citizens from other highly infected countries come back to China. Other countries have challenges as well. India is facing its own battle. In India, positive cases have been witnessed with no travel history, which means the source of contact is unknown. The state government of Tamil Nadu has ordered for 1 lakh rapid test kits from China. There are 19 testing facilities in the state as of now. 12 of these facilities belong to government and 7 facilities belongs to private. The Health Minister of the state, Dr. Vijaya Bhaskar, has said that 1 testing facility will be established in each district of the state. Chief Minister of the state, Dr. Palanisamy, has cautioned the people that community spread might start soon and have requested for their cooperation. Dr. Raman Lakshmi Narayanan, the Director of Center for Disease Dynamics, Policy and Economics, have told that India can become the hotspot of the virus. Applying the same mathematical methods as UK and US, India can expect about 300 million cases of COVID-19. 4 to 5 million of such cases can end up to be severe. Is India ready for this caseload? COVID-19 has various dimensions to it. First, let us look at its impact on economy. As on April 9, Tamil Nadu is the second most affected state after Maharashtra due to coronavirus. Flower trade is one of the worst hit business in Tamil Nadu. In the state, flowers are part of rituals in religious places and in events like weddings. Due to corona outbreak, events are postponed and religious places are closed. As a result, farmers have no choice but to leave the flowers to dry in the plants. Few farmers have lowered the price and tried to sell these flowers in local markets, but their returns do not even meet production costs. Roses from Tamil Nadu are usually exported to various countries like Gulf, Europe, Japan, Middle East, Southeast Asia and Russia. Now since the exports are gone to standstill, these flowers end up in bins.
யூஸ்வலா 5 to 10 lakhs per day நடக்குமா வியாபாரம். இப்ப இதுல ஒரு 21-30 நாள் ஒரு மாசம் ஆகுது கிட்டத்தட்ட. நம்மளோட அதிகமா விவசாயம் பாதிச்சிருக்காங்கல்லம்மா, அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் பாதிச்சிருக்காங்க இல்லையா. எங்களுக்கு ஹவுஸ் ரெண்ட், இப்ப சேலரி, டே டு டே எஃபெக்ட் தான் எங்களுக்கு லாஸ் ஆகுமா. அவங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே டோட்டல் எல்லாமே போகுது இல்லையா அவங்களுக்கு.
Weaving industry, which is reeling under huge loss due to market competitions already, has a new worry now, which is COVID-19. There has been recommendations from political parties of Tamil Nadu requesting the government to provide relief to this working class. Weaving activities at many places have come to abrupt halt. Saree sales have totally gone down, and weavers are expecting GST exemption, which is usually 5%, for at least 3 months now. Rishi from Dindigul is into fast-moving consumer goods. He started his business last year in May 2019. His returns are 5 to 7%, and after all his expenses, which includes space rentals, electricity, transport and employee salary, he is left with 1 to 2%. Let us listen from Rishi how the corona crisis has affected his business.
The problem is because of corona, the total mobility is down, so I am unable to deliver my stocks to the shops, and my stocks are in my godown. And also, since it's already been the whole quarantine is going to be around 30 days, there are chances that my stocks may expire. I have 4.5 lakhs of stock worth of stock in such lockdown. Or like 45 days the balance irukku. I'm not able to sell it, rest all will expire. After this lockdown is over, people will not be in a mindset to again drink cool drinks in the near future, at least say for a month. So what happens is the overall sales of my enterprises is going to drop down to the minimum, and it takes a minimum of 2 months for the sales to recover and another 6 months for my business to recover.
Coronavirus has affected the banana farming heavily. Banana contributes to about 37% of total fruit production in India. The major banana producing states include Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Assam, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh. Now, the prices of the fruit has gone down rapidly. Price of 1 ton of banana, which is used to be around 13,000 to 14,500 rupees, has come down to 8,000. Madhiyalagan is a farmer from Thiruvayuru of Tanjore district. He owns 40 acres of land of banana farming. There are about 25 employees working in his field. Madhiyalagan says about 55,000 acres of banana cultivation happens in Thiruvayuru. Let us listen about the corona impacts from him.
ஆனா எங்களுடைய விவசாயம் பாதிச்சு எங்களுடைய ப்ரொடக்ஷன் எல்லாமே வீணா போய் வாழைதாரெல்லாம் அழுகி எல்லாம் வீணா போய் கிடக்குதுங்க. எங்களுடைய பொருள் மெயினா நாங்க சென்னைக்கு தான் அனுப்புறோம். டி நகர், வெஸ்ட் மாம்பலம், கோயம்பேடு, தாம்பரம் அந்த ஏரியாவுக்குலாம் ஃபுல்லா சரக்கு தினசரி ஒரு நாளைக்கு 10 லட்சம் எல்லாம் நாங்க இங்க இருந்து அனுப்புறோம். திருவையாறுல இருந்து ஆம்னி பஸ் இருக்குல்ல, நைட் தஞ்சாவூர் ஆம்னி பஸ்ல இருந்து சென்னைக்கு 10 லட்சம் இலை அனுப்புறோம். அந்த 10 லட்சம் இலையும் இப்போ ஒரு 20 நாளா தேக்கம் அடைஞ்சிருச்சு. இதனால பல கோடி ரூபாய் எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப நஷ்டங்க.
அம்மா உணவகங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் உங்க இலைகள் போதா சார்?
இல்லம்மா, அம்மா உணவகத்துல அவ்வளவு வெயிட்ல போடுற அளவுக்கு அவங்க இல்லம்மா, அது போட மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. ஒரு சின்ன சிக்கல் பீஸ் 1 ரூபாய் ரேட் வரும். நாங்க 1 ரூபாய்க்கு இட்லி கொடுத்து வாங்கும்போது நாங்க போட முடியல அப்படின்னு அரசாங்கம் சொல்லிருக்காங்க. ஆனா ஓரளவுக்கு பிளாஸ்டிக் ஒழிச்ச பிறகு இந்த தொழில் நல்லா இருந்துச்சுங்க.
Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Palanisamy, announced some relief measures to farmers. This includes waiver of cold storage fee as the mango season is about to begin, 500 additional vans to transport vegetable and fruits to urban neighborhoods. Helpline numbers of Deputy Director of Agriculture was provided to help farmers with transport of goods. Banana products, even if transported, has no market because restaurants are closed and events are postponed. Let us hear Madhiyalagan view on this.
பார்த்தோம், அவங்க சொல்றாங்களே தவிர எல்லாம் ஒரு பேச்சுக்கு ஒரு நியூஸா தான் வருது தவிர செயல்பாட்டுக்கு வர மாட்டேங்குது. நாங்க ஒண்ணும் இல்ல மேடம், ஒரு சிறு விவசாயி தஞ்சாவூர் போய் மாவட்ட ஆட்சியர்கிட்ட எந்த இடத்துல போய் வாங்கி இங்க போக முடியாது. ஒரு சாதாரண ஒரு சிறு விவசாயி திருவையாறு தாண்டி போக முடியாது. எங்களுடைய இயல்புல நாங்க 25% எங்களுடைய இயல்பான வாழ்க்கையை நாங்க இழந்து நிக்கிறோம். நாங்க இது 25% எங்களுடைய பொருளாதாரம் ரொம்ப நலிவடைஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கு. ஆனா இனிமே என்னைய பத்தி கூட பிரச்சனை இல்லை, எங்களுடைய ஊழியர்களுக்கு நாங்க வேலை கொடுக்க முடியல.
Maintaining the storage space is also going to be a challenge for the government now.
பழக்கோடின்னு ஒரு ஊர்ல கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, சின்னதா கட்டிருக்காங்க, ஒரு நபருக்கு கூட பத்தாது. எல்லாரும் செய்யணும்னா என்ன பண்றது? உங்களுக்கு சாதாரணமா கெட்டு போகாம இருக்கிறது தான் அந்த இது. இப்போ இடம் யாரும் இல்லைங்கனால எல்லாமே ஃபுல்லா ஆயிடுச்சு. இடம் இல்ல, அவங்க இடம் இல்லைங்கிறாங்க.
Finance Minister of India Nirmala Sitharaman announced an economic relief package. She mentioned that the government has first reached out to the poorest of the poor. This has brought out mixed opinions. Chairman of State Bank of India Rajneesh Kumar defined it as a well-defined package. ITC Chairman Sanjeev Puri said that the measures will benefit most vulnerable sections of the society. Let us hear views of an economist based in Chennai.
What she has done is she claims that she has announced a scheme for 1,70,000 crores. Okay. Now let her come to the schemes. Okay. She says I have increased 20 rupees allocation to Manrega. But if you have section 144, okay, I can't even go out of my house. Okay. Where will I go do work Manrega in the village? Now, next is cylinders. Cylinders, she is talking about 2.5 crore cylinders. And she is now pricing it at 6,600 rupees and saying that it will be 14,400 crores. There are two caveats in that. Whether everybody will use 3 cylinders in 3 months. And the second thing is whether 600 is the correct price. 600 is the price when oil was at $55 a barrel. So now oil is about $20 or $22 a barrel. The correct price of a cylinder will be 200 to 250 rupees. She has announced a 30,000 dole by depositing 500 rupees in people's Jan Dhan account every month. But for somebody who is making 700 rupees a day, that is the minimum labor charge in a city like Madras. 700 rupees a day if you want to work, get somebody to work. Who will, at 700 rupees a day, even if I work for 25 days, it's about 20,000 rupees. So where is 500 rupees and where is 20,000 rupees? The Honorable Finance Minister is silent on how she is going to procure those grains and how much she is going to spend on it. And who is going to be allowed to go and harvest these farms. These are answers that the Honorable Finance Minister has to give.
The lockdown was not only the problem for farmers, consumers faced problems too. The uncertain condition resulted in price hike of essentials like fruits, vegetables and pulses for almost 3 times in few places, and district collectors are checking on this. They are taking actions when they come across such vendors.
Government, through improper application of this lockdown, is creating artificial scarcity. The farmer has plenty of stock and that has to be sold, so he is dumping it at a low price. The person who has bought it from him and has kept it in the cities is profiteering because of the artificial shortages created by the government of Tamil Nadu and the government of India. So there must have been better planning from the government of India before take the scheme together.
Moving on to the mental health care during lockdowns. Home is really not a safe place for everyone. France has reported 36% jump in domestic abuse and violence. Predominantly, it's women and children who are the victims of domestic abuse. They are not able to come out and reach out for help. France has established 20 help centers at grocery shop so that women can come out to report about the abuse while they get their groceries. Women have reached the chemist shops there to use the code MASK19 to report about the abuse already. Now let us look at the conditions in India. Over 3.07 lakh calls was received in the Child Helpline of India 1098. The director of the Childline India, Harlan Walia, has reported that 30% of these calls are violence and abuse against children. The long-term closure of schools may end up in online sexual abuse of children. The schools have started taking online classes already. International Mission of Justice has advised the parents to keep the track of online activities of children. The southern states of India like Kerala and Karnataka are facing different dimensions of health issues. The states are witnessing suicide cases due to non-availability of alcohol. The psychiatrist of Kerala has warned the government that 1.6 million cases are there in the state and withdrawal symptoms is really going to be challenging. The Kerala government passed an order to supply limited quantities of Indian-made liquor for those in possession, and the move is not really welcome by everyone. The Kerala Medical Association says that it is unethical and supplying alcohol as a medicine to the patients is not really a good idea.
Affects all. This affects children, men, women, all professionals. I don't see anyone who may not be affected by this. Definitely, if not directly, at least at the third or fourth level, there is something called the Bronfenbrenner effect, where we are affected by a society, family by society, society by community, community by, the country, and the country by the rest of the world. So there is always that ripple effect where anything anywhere happens in the world, we will be affected by it. So everyone is going to get affected. This also, there is a myth that the moment people are in quarantine, they have a lot of time. If you ask many women, they will say life is just the same. At least mothers and housewives, they will say, no, I don't see much of a difference. Now every day is Sunday. All the time everyone is at home. At least I had some me time when people were outside. Now I don't have that me time at all.
While metro cities turned into celebration mode to express solidarity against virus, migrant workers were walking for miles in search of their livelihood to their villages. Nobody knows how many of them really made it home.